Continuing on, we're going to be working on fleshing out the content of both of these boxes. So our next step is going to be to work on the header images and these, or rather the header tags and these images. So let's jump over here to our Photoshop document and get that color. That color of the web design text is the same color from our color scheme, this orange. So I'll quickly pick that out and grab that. And let's jump over here to our CSS sheet and create a new rule. So down here after our home boxes, we're going to create home dash boxes header 2, and we'll set the color, whoops, not an orange, paste in that color, except we need to make sure to do the pound sign. Let's save and refresh that. So that changed those things orange, so that's good. Let's play around with their size so we can get the size correct. So we're going to say font dash size. We'll set that equal to 18 points. Save and refresh. And that's looking pretty close there. And the next thing we need to do is get this text to wrap all the way around this image. So we need to float the images left. So we'll create another rule. Home boxes LIIMG. And we're going to say float left there and save and refresh. So now that text wraps all the way around the images, which is good, but you can see that that text is bumping all the way up against that left edge of the image, which we don't want. So we're going to add a little bit of margin or padding to this in a second to poke that out. Before we do that, we do want to space these two list items apart, because right now you can see there's no gap in between them, but our Photoshop mock-up calls for a space. Obviously there's a wide space in between the two right here. And it looks like maybe about 40 pixels is what that is. So what we want to do is we want to add a margin, but only to the first one. And we're going to use a CSS3 selector to do that. So we're going to write a new rule here. And we're going to say home dash boxes LI. Then we're going to say colon first dash child. And this CSS selector will affect the first child. Whoops, it's not the LI, sorry. This is just home boxes, because we're actually going to be affecting the first child of the UL. Let's make sure we have this set up right. So we have our unordered list. So we want the first child, which is this list item, to have a right margin. So that should work, our CSS selector there. And we're going to say margin dash right 40 pixels. And let's go ahead and save that. And we'll jump back to our browser and refresh. And that didn't give me that margin, so let me double check that. And actually I believe this does need to be LI, because we want the first child of the list item. So let's save that and come back here and refresh. Okay, and that does in fact work. So now we have that thing with the nice little space in between these two boxes. So now we can get rid of this red background color. So we'll come back up to our unordered list and get rid of that red color and save and refresh. So now we're looking much closer to what we want to be, and we can go ahead and space out this text so it doesn't bump all the way up against these images. So we'll come to this image where we floated these guys left, and let's just give these guys a padding dash right of 5 pixels and save and refresh that. That spaces that out a little bit, you can see, so that text doesn't go right up against there, against those images. So now we have those things in place. That's looking pretty good. We'll do a little bit of CSS to these headings here to make those a little bit closer to what we have. But we'll continue to work on this content area in these boxes, and we'll just kind of move our way down in the next video.